Number 2 question. If y equals 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus x. Okay. Find the y, the x. Okay, so I think this is my number 2. All right, so this one I think is very straightforward. You deal with it individually. This is function of x, this is function of x, this is function of x. So we differentiate each of them. But how do you differentiate? Remember, it is always, if you have y equal to x raised to power, let's say m, your target is you are differentiating y and with respect to x. So you are asked to find the y, the what? The x. Now, the target should be the power of the x, the power of the function of the denominator. And what do you do with that one? You use it, m, you use it to multiply the x itself. Why him at the power we reduce by 1? That is the principle. We call this one formula method. So at the end, you now have what? M x raised power m minus 1. This is the pattern. And this pattern applies to all of them. Remember, mathematics is pattern. It's just pattern. Now, how can this pattern be used to apply on this area? All right, let's go. See what I will do. I'm going to do this to each and every one of these functions. So I'm going to say that the y, the x is going to be equal to. My target is the power of the x. What is the power of the x in the first? 3. Is it okay now? All right, so my target is 3. So 3 times the 4. Remember this one, oh, you say because there is no number at the back, it doesn't matter. There is 1. There is actually a number. So the power times the number, the coefficient, that's actually what it is multiplying, which is this. And then the x itself, the power of the x reduces by 1. I've done the first. I'll do it again. This is minus. The 2 on top is coming to multiply the coefficient of x. So this is 2 times 2. Then the x itself will reduce by 1. The same thing goes to 1. Plus the last one, which is this. Now, when it gets to this part, remember that the x has a power of 1. So if you practice it often, you just know what to do. So that's going to be 1 multiplied by 1, and then the x itself, 1 is going to reduce by 1. So that is the pattern you continue doing. So at the end, you have that the answer is 12x squared minus 4x. 2 minus 1 is just 1. You don't need to write it. Plus, everything here is just 1. That is the derivative. It's correct, right? All right, so this is number 2. Let me